What gives? I mean, critics are saying the 2020 Democrats' policies amount to economic vandalism. Your take here.
Even some in left-wing media like The Nation have said all these folks on the left who have been saying all it's going to take to defeat President Donald Trump in the next election is an economic downturn should be careful what they're asking for. Because as economic downturns, well, of course we know economies go up, economies go down, and some people who aren't political are saying a recession could be coming. That's not good. It's not good for the country. It's not something that politicians should ever hope for. And the worry for anyone who's voting here is that a lot of the Democrats here have ideological blinkers on, but what they're going to do if they're elected will not change depending on the economic circumstances of the country. Green New Deal, raising taxes, bringing back regulation. Those are some of the things that have been promised, but how to actually deal with the recession has been skipped.
You know, the Obama administration is to the right of the hard left 2020 Democrats. Obama's policy is not so state-of-the-art, one of the worst U.S. recoveries in U.S. history, and that was why the Democrats got slammed so hard in the 2010 midterms. Here's Vice President Michael Pence today warning about the U.S. that the U.S. will have a recession if a 2020 Democrat wins. Watch this.
If any one of the Democrats on that debate stage wins the presidency, the gains of the last 2.5 years would be wiped out. Taxes would skyrocket. The stock market would tank. Jobs would vanish, and we would get that recession these naysayers keep talking about.
You know, Chris, remember when Joe Biden said we have to spend government money to avoid going bankrupt? I mean, that's considered to the right of what the Democrats in 2020 are proposing right now. Your take on Mike Pence here?
Now, there's always a danger, but this has happened with the Trump administration, of holding your administration too closely to the economy, because economies are out of the control of any administration, at least in a market like we have. However, he's got a strong point there, where the deregulation is one of the first things, you know, that drove our economy and got the engines going again under President Trump, followed by a tax cut. Now, of course, some of that gas is going to wear out, but the continued deregulation and actually trying to get American industry back, those are strong things for the U.S. economy. And the Democrats are absolutely sure across the board, whether it's what they want to do positively or what they want to do negatively, would get rid of that progress.
Yeah, it's true. President Trump has had an awful lot of successes on his own, virtually without any help from Congress. You know, we've got a new move. Look at this. By top CEOs in the U.S., what they want to do may undercut Senator Sanders and Elizabeth Warren's plans, their big anti-business plans to go after big corporations and basically have the government take over big swaths of the U.S. economy. Nearly 200 of the top CEOs in the country just agree that driving shareholder value is no longer the top priority. They need to start taking more care of their workers, helping the community. What do you think of this, Chris?
I think all of that sounds good on its head, but the reality is the social cues that they're responding to are not necessarily what's good for the country, what's always good for their employees. It's what's good for the hard left and the people in Silicon Valley that demand it. So we're not going to see these CEOs, instead of saying, we just care about profits, say we also care about the middle class. We're going to see them say things like, we need to open our borders more, or we need to not do business with the U.S. military. I worry that that's how this shareholder activism is going to play out.
Chris Bedford, great to see you. Come back soon.